Hot pickled jalapeno slices. We got like some muffins. These guys eating. Anyway, now that we're done looking at the refrigerator, go get yourself a, oh, that's Rev B. Go get yourself a Tray 5 Customs hat. Or you can get a Rev B one too. Those guys are all right. Scott's high maintenance, but he's a great guy. All right, look, boards, SEMA, little lists, trying to keep track. Don't know what those are. C10 door glass, rail, something, I don't know. Let's go look at the shop. We're gonna have to turn the radio off, so let's back up to the radio. Welcome back. It's been 3 weeks, a little over 3 weeks, because slacker behind the camera. Anyway, let's start right here. This is Jet's T-less truck. This is here because somebody put an engine in it and a transmission, and he needed somebody to make it run and drive. So that's what we're doing. New steering column, new steering shaft, new rag joint. All that stuff is from I Did It. So I Did It sells the column, and then they sell a direct mount kit to go from the column with a new double D joint, double D shaft, and a new rag joint that attaches right to the steering box. All that stuff went in great. We've got Holley EFI setup on this one. Came to us with the radiator, came to us with AC, but we had to mount it. So this one's all getting new AC. You can see our dryer. So this is like a bolt-in kit. So the mounts for the condenser and the dryer were here, ready to go. We are doing one of the brake master cylinders that we like. So this is our electric over hydraulic unit. Got some killer billet hinges on this thing, so that works nice. United Pacific lights all throughout. Painless wiring all throughout. And this thing's cooking. Hopefully, maybe we'll get it fired up by the end of the week. I don't know.
Is that a pun?
This thing's kicking? Cooking? I didn't even know that. That was a, what do they call that? A Freudian slip? This thing's cooking like a chef. Anyway, here's Olin. Hi. Putting in the Dakota digital gauges. You can see the nice new steering column. And the interior, we're not doing a ton to. It's staying with the carpet, staying with the door panels, but we're doing the Dakota digital and obviously rewiring everything inside as well. The big thing that we're doing inside is retro sound radio. This one's actually going in the retro sound booth at SEMA. So this will have like the factory looking knob radio in the dash, but it'll have USB and Bluetooth and all that fun kind of stuff. And some nice pre-outs for the little under the seat amplified sub. And what else are we doing in this thing? Kick panels?
Yeah, kick panels.
This thing gets kick panels and speakers in the back corners and then that little powered sub. So you can check out this truck and ask Jet how to cook some pad thai. I do stand corrected, we're doing a sub as well as the under seat amplified sub. So this one will have some shaky under your seat from that guy, and then it'll actually have a sub behind the seat as well. So low car shift cable to control the brand new transmission. And yeah, go to SEMA, say hi to Jet and us, and he'll cook you some pad thai or barbecue a steak or something. Let's go look some more. Chris Kratos' truck is moving along. You see it's back from Eye Candy where we've got bed liner all over the floor, paint in the jams and the dash and all the upper panels. And then underneath is also bed line. Right now Hector's wiring everything. So all the wiring on this is going to kind of mount underneath in the little valance or skirt that we like to build. So we've got to do AC controls, the AC vents, headlight switch, ignition switch, and wiper switch if we can get the stock wipers to work. AccuAir is in, not 100% ready to go because still missing some fittings. Not missing, we just haven't put them in yet. But this thing's getting close too, and if Pio is fast and smart and doesn't get pulled away to tell everybody else how to do their jobs, then maybe we'll get this thing fired up by the end of the week. Probably next week though. We'll see. Up next we have our leaking lift that we've already replaced 2 hydraulic lines on, but as soon as we replace one, the next one leaks. So now we got to get another new hydraulic line. But this is Brandon's truck. We haven't shown you a ton on this one yet, but Chris is cruising on this, so he brought us a vintage air setup. We don't use vintage air a ton, but customer brought it, so we're using it. You can see we already have our trans cooler mounted. This is getting our same ABS electric over hydraulic brake master cylinder, so this is the pump for that. So it's kind of nice. All this stuff mounts up here. So that way, like, wiring's easy. You just run your ignition feed out here to power that, which will also power that. And then you'll know if your trans cooler isn't working because your brakes won't be working. So it's kind of a indicator. Can't see up here, but with the size of these wheels and the offset of these wheels, the slosh tubs that he had in here were rubbing. So Chris cut the edge of the slosh tub off, built a little stainless piece here that kicks it out a little bit. Still keeps it away from the hood that was previously cut anyway. And then we'll figure out if we want to polish those up or if we want to just repaint them in the satin red. So, my favorite wheels to ever come through the shop though. These things are bad. Stop it right when that. Love those wheels. That way. To another set of shot wheels. So this is actually something we weren't going to talk about, but we can. Exposed lug nut, or EXL. So these are shot wheels as well. Cover lock series. So this nut right here, which is too tight, spins, and then you take this cover off, you see the lug nuts. So cover lock, exposed. Both Rev B chassis, both running, no, those are 24s. So this guy's running 24s all the way around, and this guy's on 22s all the way around. And the patina is money. Like, we can talk about patina. But that's all the stuff we did to fix it. So, underneath here, you can see all the exhaust work is done all the way back to here. So we've got to get the bumper mounts and then get the rear bumper on. We don't have the bumper mounts yet. So we'll get the rear bumper on and then figure out where we're going to go with this. If we're going to come straight out or if we're going to go over here or what we're going to do. Figure that out. Rev B chassis. So you can see everything under here. You can also see under here that the entire floor, everything under here is new. So this whole floor, all the cross members, all the inner and outer rockers, this whole thing, if you've never watched any of the older videos, this whole underneath of the cab is all brand new. And then we had to go and cut it back out for things like drive shaft and transmission. So carrier bearing pokes through the floor just a little bit on the Rev B stuff, just to get the angles better. You're cutting up a whole truck, might as well make the driveline angle as good as you can. So, but then same thing up here. Trans cooler's in. This one's getting a bare remaster, so this will have manual brakes, so we don't have that ABS pump. But we do have the same transmission cooler because they're both running the same transmission. This just works out nice because you can plumb from the transmission into the radiator, out of the radiator into here, and then into here back, and it'll be as cool as can be. So, not that these are cold weather climate vehicles, but sometimes it's nice to have the transmission run through the radiator because it'll heat up the transmission fluid faster, which sounds counterintuitive, but the transmission does need to be at a certain operating temperature to shift correctly. So it runs through the radiator, gets it to the right temperature, and the radiator's too hot, this will cool it down before it gets into the trans. In theory, right? Sticking with this side of the shop first. Haven't really done a ton to this, but we figure we got to show you in every video. You can see the splash pan a little better now that there's not stuff piled up around it. So we just built a filler there that goes between the bumper and the bed that Steven and his guys built. As soon as these two are getting closer or go off the powder coat or whatever, we'll get back on this thing. We want to try to have this looking presentable by November. So let's go over here. That apparently if you're going to have a golf cart that's really small and then you're going to bag it and do all this stuff to it, you have to change your shoe size. I don't know why this is in there, but this is how big Pio's feet are. You see that? There's a difference between Pio's shoe size and my shoe size. That's why he can fit in there. Marlon's truck. Just had the alignment done. Tim was just here and did the alignment on it. There's a whole bunch of stuff in the passenger side there. Don't know why, but this thing needs to get a super high gloss bedwood kit. We need to make our own Dakota cable because there's not enough room behind the instrument cluster for their normal one, because there's other stuff back there hitting it. And you can see Tim did our steering wheel here, and it's not perfectly centered, so we got to recenter that. But you've seen this before, you'll see it again. We'll make sure we show you more when it's more progress. There is some stuff missing. There's no Suburban here. Usually there's a Suburban up there, but now Aaron Reed's truck's up there. Mike got the boot. But it's sitting next door, it's in storage. We just have too much stuff that needs to be here, which doesn't look like right now, but we'll explain that after we talk about Aaron's truck. So Aaron's truck is waiting for us to get back in rotation now. But basically that is the first Rev B chassis on a 55 to 59. We got it all fit, got it all sorted out, and then we did all of our rust repair. So right now we're waiting on a set of headers for it. So Ultimate Headers is going to be making a set of headers that's just for the Rev B chassis. Now it'll fit other stuff and they're gonna sell them for other stuff, but we took the header that we normally use and made some tweaks to it so that it'll work out perfect with the Rev B chassis. And then like when you're looking from underneath, like when you look at Allen's, you'll see like one's a little bit further back than the other. They're a little bit high, so they got immediate jog down. So we kind of addressed all those issues. So we're waiting on a set of headers to show up for that. And then we can test them and see how they're gonna work. But Manny's truck was right here as well, I think in the last video. So we just got that aligned. We threw the seat in it and we did all the Resto Mod membrane sound deadener, and Brian got here late, so he missed that truck being on the tow truck, and it just went over to Steve's for interior. And then the tow truck is picking up Scott's Cadillac because the interior in Scott's Cadillac is all done. So if Brian's here long enough, we'll get to see the interior in the Cadillac. Still missing the side roll-up windows, but the front and back glass are in it now, so we're able to bring it back. That thing will get aligned, and then it's going to tuning. Talking about towing too much. And then the OBS pace truck is actually at tuning, and Tim, that did the alignments on these two, just went over there to align that. So now, if everything goes right, in the next video, we'll have a completed OBS pace truck. We'll have a completed Cadillac, and probably not in 2 weeks. Probably won't have Manny's truck back in 2 weeks, but soon we'll have Manny's truck back. And I'm rambling because I feel like this is a shorter video. The Bronco is back, came back from powder coat. It came back from paint, where the bed liner was done, up, down, up and down, and the jams were painted. And we put the body back on the chassis once we assembled it, and it's back over at Frank's. They already did assemble it, re-gap it. They're gonna block it out, make sure everything looks perfect, and then they're gonna prep it for paint, get it painted, then it'll come back over here, and we'll wire it, plumb it, get it running, and put the glass in it, and do all that fun stuff, and then it'll go to SEMA. So, seems like a short video today. Good luck editing. Thanks for watching. Go to the website. Plenty of hats on there now because we got some extras by accident, but it works out. See you at SEMA-ish, but we'll say that again like 3 more times before we go there. We have like 70 days left, I think, before SEMA, and we have 3 vehicles and 0 of them are ready. So, we'll get it. See you there.